everyone, so it's Tiny Tom Logan with another video from Computex 2018, brought to you thankfully by Corsair. I'm not used to saying those things, but at the end of the day they are the reason that I've been able to come to the show. Now it is very, very loud and I've had to tweak a few things. Definitely should have brought my handheld microphone, but hey, it's all a learning experience. Anyway, I'm on the ROG booth at the moment, and there are a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff that I want to show you. So we've got a new router. There's a power supply, an Asus power supply. Yes. There's Asus AIOs now as well, and they've got little OLED screens on and stuff. But first and foremost, the thing that I cannot stress enough is for someone that's only really been to the UK shows quite a lot, and when I went to Vegas, it was all about like hotel suites. This is an enormous, absolutely enormous stand. Like, it's gigantic. Just the view that I've got just behind the camera at the moment just kind of shows you the completely different level of when they do things in Taipei. But I'm going to give you a quick scan around and show you some new stuff. I'll give you a quick look at the ROG phone. They've got some new gaming laptops and stuff as well. But really, the reason why I'm here is the power supply and the cooler. So the ROG Eye that's on display serves no real purpose other than just being a really, really cool centerpiece. It's not like they've built a PC in it or anything like that, but the level of detail and intricacy that's gone into this kind of centerpiece is absolutely amazing. It would literally be the ultimate ROG fans wall adornment. So if you had a ROG kind of themed room, gaming room, man cave, anything like that, this is quite simply a work of art. Okay, so you're gonna have to take my apologies for going handheld, but I want to show you around the new ROG case. Now, they have worked in cooperation with InWin to make the case as the camera catches up. But you can see there are a lot of ROG details within the case. You know, that would be used to with the motherboards and the like. There are two versions that I can see, although I've not been able to get a lot of information. They're both very RGB orientated. One has a lot more glass on it though. This one, you can see you've got the RGB all the way down the sides as well as on the front. Heavily machined out of aluminium, although the straps on the top are actually really quite cool. Yes, I am walking around, but it's the best way that I can show you what's going on. There's also, they've obviously taken into account the new ROG power supply as well. I think they're pretty much trying to get you to now just buy everything ROG, because you can now buy ROG AIOs as well. Now, we'll show you a better close-up of the AIOs later on, but the case has got a really rugged, kind of overly engineered feel, but then there's still a bit of gamer-esque stuff going on as well with the branding, the RGBs and the like. It's definitely the type of thing that I'm going to look forward to getting my hands on at a later date. I don't know when they're going to be coming out or anything like that, because information at the moment is a bit sparse. But it's certainly a new area for ROG, so I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think of these two cases as a first show. And then hopefully I'll get to show you one up close when I get one in for review, as soon as they let me, really. Trying to show you the ROG phone while I'm on my own with no one to help me, and it being really, really busy is an absolute nightmare. But they've got the handheld one over there as well, which I'll show you a close-up. But this actually feels super slick. Now, phones aren't really my forte, do you know what I mean? Much less gaming ones. But I know there are going to be a lot of you out there going to be super excited about this. I do need to do some swatting up and do some proper reading about what's going on, but there seems to be a lot of quite valid hype about this. Okay, so this is the twin view dock, and the idea with this is you purchase the phone separately and you get the kind of the handheld dock, which turns it into kind of like you know, the handheld Nintendo 3DS, those sort of things. It's got that kind of feel to it because of the twin screens, but just in a much better way, so you can actually end up playing the game on two screens rather than one. That is really quite cool. I mean, I am struggling to be able to pick that up and play with it to be able to show you, because my tripod keeps getting kicked. So I will leave this with you for now, but I actually want to get one of these in to have a play with. So, one of the big ticket items for me will be the new power supply. aptly named Thor, and you can understand why they've done it with the mock-up of the Moldenar there. I think I pronounced that right. Anyway, it's 1200 watts. They've got an OLED display on the side, it's got RGB on the side as well. The thing for me that I loved the most was we've got used to the ROG design with the heat sinks and everything, and they've actually got those heat sinks inside the power supply itself. So something that you're never really going to notice, and they've gone to that level of effort to make it look pretty. Now, so you can get a better view of the heat sinks there. Now power supplies, obviously I need to get them in, see if I can blow them up, see if I can catch them, get them to catch fire, but they're clearly not going to. But this is something you're not going to want to hide with a power supply shroud. It's been a while since we've had a power supply that you can actually make a feature in your system. It looks really pretty. It looks too pretty. It looks annoyingly pretty. Annoyingly pretty that I really, really want one. You ROG fanboys are gonna have a field day. Okay, so the second biggest thing that I really, really wanted to see today are the AIOs. As far as I'm aware, I mean, you can pretty much see that they're, the OEM is Asus. Now that's going to be flickering on the video, but it's just a refresh thing to do with my camera itself. It's not flickering to the naked eye. You've got an OLED screen on the top, RGB around the sides as well. You can see the little ring around it, braided hoses, 240mm radiator. Then you've also got Noctua fans on there as well, which is quite a big thing really when you think about it. I'm just looking to the side to try and find out exactly what fans they are. They're the 2000 RPM PWM Noctua Industrial PPC fans. But the other one, now see, I'm not sure about this. When they said to me that they had an AIO which was going to cool the VRMs, I got really excited because when I saw this square thing, I thought that it was a bit bigger and it was going to actually make contact with the VRMs, but it doesn't. There's a fan inside this which is blowing out of the VRMs. Now the thing with that is, Asus don't suffer with hot VRMs because of the wonders and the stuff that their engineers do with the BIOS. So this might be handy with a gigabyte board, which is practically going to blow up and catch fire because the VRMs are overheating, but I'm not sure that I'm that fussed that I want fans built in this, which are probably going to make noise. There's just something that doesn't sit so well with me on this one. Admittedly, I'm doing this based on a really, really noisy environment, so I clearly need to get one in for testing. But I don't know. If it was straight away, off the bat, out of these two, I don't like that one. That's the better one, which is kind of weird. What do you guys think at home? Do you prefer the kind of standard one that we're kind of used to seeing, or do you want to introduce noise into your rig by having extra fans in to cool stuff that normally doesn't need cooling if you've attached it to an Asus board? I don't know. It's a good idea, I'm just not completely sold on it. I definitely, with this one, I need to spend some time with it at home in a really quiet environment before I'm willing to make my mind up. So, the other thing that people keep on and on about are the BFGDs, the big format gaming display, 4K, 120 Hertz, 60-inch panel. It's absolutely insane. They're also going to have, more than likely going to have, an insane price tag. So with that, a lot of people have been talking about them, a lot of people are getting hyped about them. I'll get a little bit more hyped about them when we actually know prices and whether they're going to come out. But the thing with this, really, for me, is the screen, for me, isn't really all that and a bag of chips. This, though, is something very quirky and I think is incredibly cool. And if this ever goes to market, I can genuinely say that this will be one of the pre-builts that Asus actually make that I may well want to get my hands on. I'm not too sure about the hose and stuff in the back, but the way this is put together inside and the way that you've then got the reservoir which passes through into the bottom, this is such a sexy, well-designed, intricate piece of what I can only really call artwork. Something else just to show you really quickly is the InWind Z tower. You can see here, Computex 2018. This is 40 kilos of aluminium and it's absolutely insane. But it's got a Rampage Extreme inside, quite cool. You can see the new power supply at the bottom, but that case, if you can call it that, I'm saying art quite a lot, but Jesus, you know, that genuinely is. It looks like it belongs outside of your house or something with a light inside it. It's amazing. I've genuinely never seen anything like that. And Christ, there's a PC inside it. Okay, so I'm gonna get wrapped up. There's a lot of things for me to wrap up with as well, really. The phone, what do you think? The handheld thing that you can clip it into, that's all kind of cool. That's very much breaking down borderlines between handheld consoles and phones though. Would you swap your iPhone or your Android phone for something like that? Technically it is Android, I know, but you get the point that I'm trying to make. Would you swap your Samsung or your Apple in for a ROG phone? So that's kind of cool. I know people are going to moan at the fact that I'm not looking at the lens, but I will try my best. Other thing, the AIO, the fan inside it. I'm definitely going to need to spend some time with that. So I'm not going to pass judgment on it yet, but I'm writing a list of things that I am going to be concerned about, and I definitely need to spend some time with it in a quiet environment and see how loud that fan is. Other thing, the power supply. They've certainly got the looks down, annoyingly so. It's weird when you see it. I think if you're going to buy an Asus motherboard, then when you see that power supply, it literally just makes sense. It's that pretty that you're going to literally want to hoik your power supply cover out of your case and make it a feature. Or maybe buy the Strix case. Now, Asus aren't exactly new to cases, but the partnership with InWin is, and it looks on the surface to be a really well-built case. Again, I just need to get my hands on it now and see, you know, the build and see how it is to live with. Certainly looks all right though. It's very gamer-esque. There's a lot of attitude to it. It's really, you know, it's loud. There's the designs all over it. It's not subtle. But then it's a gaming brand and it's a really good-looking gaming case. So, yeah. Interesting times. This year does appear, or felt like it's been quite quiet. Coming to Computex 2018 it's kind of like got me a little bit excited about stuff that we might be testing in the near future. So I'd love to know your thoughts underneath about what's gone on, the bad quality of the video, because I'm not particularly happy with it. I definitely should have brought a handheld mic and stuff, but I'm learning. Maybe you'll kind of like give me a little bit of leeway this time. But for now at least, this has been Tiny Tom Logan at Computex 2018, brought to you by Corsair, and I hate having to say those type of things at the end. Needs must.